Let's turn that down just a little bit. What I was planning on building here, so this block we're just going to fill out with kind of these wall-to-wall older style buildings, varying heights probably in this area. This area, I'm thinking about some kind of parking garage to serve the community center here, as well as some type of office tower on this would be the west end of the block. So just to orient ourselves, north is this way, west, east, south. And I had a few ideas for what I would want that office block to look like. I was thinking, let me see, what is this building? Something not too tall. I was thinking of this building here. This is a Walnut Tower condos from Kansas City, Missouri, but it kind of looks like an office building. I'm thinking to fill this, either one of these two blocks here, to have this building kind of on the edge of downtown. Disable this so we don't get things destroyed when we plop stuff. So this building, I just kind of like the appearance of it, especially it's a nice height for this area, I think. That's one of the buildings I was looking at popping here. I think it's actually a little, so in the orientations, so it's about the right perfect size for this block. I'm just not sure. Does this look okay from every side? Actually, yeah, I think I really like that arrangement. The only problem is I would like this open side of the building, I think, here, to face the larger street. That face onto this street, which is St. Louis Street, on the corner. If there's a different tower we could use to fill this spot.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Let's see what we can find. I don't think anything else from Honker that is exactly the right what I want. Oops. Yep, that's what happens when you don't click the search bar. You type everything. Let's see. This building. What I have a habit of doing is using creator names to find things using the search. Building's not really the style I want here. I'd like something that also has openings on all sides, or this building is set up for wall-to-wall on the rear there. This could be around the right height. This dark tower fits in the block. Could. It's a little wide. The older style building, I think it's wall to wall. Yeah. Kind of want something like 70s, 80s styled, modernist kind of mid-rise tower there, and that's why I was leaning toward that walnut building from Kansas City. Too big. Actually, that building's not terrible. The size for the lot. I think the scale is a little off on the lower level of this building. feels pretty short compared to other buildings. I suppose those aren't full height. A nice looking tower and this like the right size, I think. What's this one? Let me think. I said I don't want this to be too tall. We definitely want something that is kind of a transitional building from this area, which is very much a low-rise area, up into what'll be. So we're in the transition between the low-rise older district that we're in here, up into the central business district, where there will be more high-rise buildings. So I believe I'm already using. Yeah, I am using that building already. There. This building is going to be much too tall. It's a high-rise. Flex industries I'm already used. It's not. I don't think this is as tall as I want for this specific spot, but maybe here this building could work. That there for now, and see if how it looks with the other buildings. Because that building is a nice, I think, kind of step up there. Not sure about the color on that building, but it's on the screenshot. Small. Solar style. This is shorter than I want, I think. Shitly ugly building, I must admit. It is beautifully ugly. What's this front street building look like? That's a very different building than I thought looking at the. This music is stopped, we'll look at that in a second. It's just because it's got a complex around the bottom, it's too big. So leaning back toward the walnut building. I think it will be fine. It's too short. Back to that walnut building kind of spans the block. Yeah, I'll showcase that. Let's see. Yeah, so it kind of spans the entire block, but it doesn't take up a ton of space because I do want this extra bit of the block reserved for the parking garage. American City, we do have to have lots of parking garages. Yeah, I think I like that. I think I like that building there. We'll probably have some kind of landscaping in front here. Build the parking garage in the rear. I was thinking a sunken parking garage here, and I was doing some prep for that using um, these clipping roads, and I've done that again. Which are kind of handy because then I don't have to mess with the terrain, but then you can put things underground. So I could put something underneath the terrain there. Props. they into the problem yet. So selection, because it's the same color as the selection circle. I like the blue. Though I might want to shift it toward green just a little bit. It's very blue. Let's check where it stopped. Okay. So we got that first tower there that I want to fill in. Probably gonna manually construct a garage. And I want to do that is to have it integrate a little bit better with this thing. So we'll do that. What about doing that? So we'll take one of these, get out of that. Surfaces. Sound. Want to line the with the building. We have that perfectly aligned with the building. Which is going to be us. On the ground level, it's going to be fairly simple. We're going to have these go like this. There. We're gonna leave some space on this end of the block because there is a bus stop here on why that's labeled Mason Street. It's 4th Street. These. So we kind of have our general layout. Let me tweak the position of that one just a bit so it kind of lined up a little better. It's good. Alright, so we have the general gist of our parking structure. Now, let's sneak through on the other side. And we're good. Okay. Actually, it is sneaking through just a bit. That back to there. Excellent. Then I'm going to copy all these. Actually, let's set out the parking infrastructure first so that we can just copy them as a group. Raisable parkings. These are nice because they can be raised up above the ground and cars still park in them. We could just use decals here and I could plop cars manually. But these are very nice. I kind of like to use them. So on this side, switch to buildings. So that they are visible, using Alt to page up and page down here. The first frame is visible and then one above so they don't get the clipping. baseline these in place to the building. So bueno. And we line those. Got a little bit of lag because of Streamlabs CPU at the moment, so me as I kind of struggle to place this. Okay. So these places here. Baseline for our entrance. So I kind of want the entrance to go here. So let's actually draw that out. There. So we'll do that. Then actually set up some of the walls too. Let's use these. Let's see. It's not exactly what these are intended for, but oh, thank you very much. See, movements are not. Oh my. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Light Me Queen's Left Tire. If Streamlabs is working correctly, yes, but I don't think it is. So the intention is to, but I'm having some technical difficulties with Streamlabs. I may try to get the Twitch replay uploaded to YouTube, but right now it's not recording because it's glitching out. So, but thank you very much. The YouTube channel should be in the description, but if it's not, it's just grab that for you, because I forgot to put it in the description, I believe. So my YouTube channel is there. Alright. So I like to use these. I've used them a couple times before. These railway walls, what they're called. They're from the Railway Pack by Ronix. And they're actually intended for building custom railway, elevated railway intersections. But they're actually quite nice just to use for anything. It's because they're nice concrete. They got like a little lip on them. There's ones with fences too. We'll use the fence ones here. Let's just get a strip of them. I forget. Yeah, they built that way. They're nice for things like this because kinda look very. They're not too bulky. They have this nice little lip on them on the outside where they're kind of overhanging. So if we use them in the opposite direction, I just put them in. Go. So we want the lower side on the inside, so that's the right direction. So grab them, Those can form the walls of the parking garage. Slide that along the outside, roughly line up with the edge of that ploppable asphalt we put there. And it'll look a little better on the elevated section, but that'll kind of form our wall on this side. We'll copy that segment into here. Up. E. And that'll kind of form our entrance on this side, and then we'll just paste these around. Let's cheat a little bit and use this if it lets me. Oh, let me use it. Add a node, I'm an idiot. Okay. Add a node there. Just a bit easier on me to find that. Back out to bearish. Kind of cover up the edges of these with pillars and stuff in just a second. Finish the exterior just segments. So that's the right way around. Just leave that there, just so I have it as a reference point. That there. See how far it was on the other side. Okay. Just do the same thing we did on the other side. Up there. Add node tool. Roughly where we want. Select that node. That's right, close enough. It's not perfectly level. Should be right, but we'll just use the line height to make sure that they're all the same. This node here. They should all be roughly the same, or exactly the same height. And then we just need this end cap here. So the tall side should be on the outside, so we need to go this way. That's because the slot's not perfectly flat, but they're misbehaving. Line that up. Actually, let's just do to reposition these again. Right. Gonna see the gist of how these sides are gonna work. Use some props, mainly the prefab pillars from this is Beer Monkeys, I think. Can't really see Beer Monkey. Now these are a little short, unfortunately, so we're probably gonna end up having to use multiple of them, or I can turn them into a poppable procedural object, but I really don't want to do that. I may do that in the future to conserve prop on it, but these fit actually very nicely into these kind of nooks between these pieces, and that's another reason why I like to use these walls by Ronix, is they match these very well, so you can kind of make some kind of custom looking structures out of these props combined with these quarter walls. I see my a little bit particular about placing it sometimes. I think sometimes a bit of a perfectionist on that. Okay, that. Looks about right. Just place. Because we're gonna need this to be a little bit taller than it actually is. Do that. We can place. Now we can have this template for the taller pillar. We can place in the corners. And then here, entrances. So I'm gonna do that on the side edge of that. Sure, I get both props. So together. I think that's close enough. Just cut the building. And we'll do one more on these corners here. I think it's really square, but let's go. Actually, further out on this side. Yeah, that's about right. Kind of roughly align that. These one of the sides. Copy these. I got this rotated at some point. grab all this, and if it looks messed up afterwards, I'll fix it. Doesn't look terrible, I don't think. So copy these pillars over this side. Harder for me because we're in the shadows. There we go. Just copy these two pillars again. Right. Roughly centered. So now that we have all those pillars up, of the construction parking garage, we can start parking lots. Now most of these are barely going to be visible from the outside. Kind of be a little bit with the placement of these in the inside here, especially the inside corners. It doesn't have to look spectacular. These lines from the out, you'll be able to see from the outside on the corner here, but most of this is going to be covered by a roof. So just do it very quickly. So here we can just copy some of these. Should work for this. Yep, okay, so you just flip those with the mirror tool. Outside, so we'll just fill that. So I haven't really selected the spot where I want to build the ramp yet, so kind of the general layout of the parking inside. So we have a idea. We want to build the ramp. Spacious parking garage in the world. Actually use side. Top one. Conceivable. I suppose it's conceivable enough that you can do that. I've seen some pretty tight parking lot, but let's see. Hello, Big Bad Burrito. So just we're kind of filling out some blocks in my city, Bienville. So just to rehash where we are, and I don't know why that keeps turning itself back on. We're kind of filling out some blocks. So this is an older district. This is gonna be the older area of town. We're kind of wedged in between that district. This is the government area off to the side here, and the central business district is going to be in this area, but hasn't been built yet. So we're kind of filling out some blocks in between those. Yeah, I don't have that activated yet, just because I've just started streaming. So hopefully it can get there eventually. So this kind of area is just, we're trying to fill these 3 blocks here, slowing out. So we got like an office building, then building an A attached parking garage, and we're building the parking garage manually using ploppable asphalt and some other fun pieces from the workshop. Alright, so at this point it's probably best. So yeah, it's an imaginary place. It's my city. It's called Bienville. It's based in Southeastern Missouri. I do a city journal on Simtropolis of the cities. So it's just kind of like a blog of pictures of the city that we do. That's Simtropolis. It's kind of a thing that people don't do as much with City Skylines, but a lot of people used to do with SimCity 4. But I usually do just that, but I'm trying to branch out and try some new things with that. So I'm doing some streaming of building that city. But there's lots of screenshots. If you look in the underneath the video, there should be a link to the city journal on Simtropolis. It has the first entry on there has some information about the city, but basically, it's kind of a fictional city in southeastern Missouri. And the specific location is in Mississippi County, Missouri. So that's Kentucky over there. This is Missouri. That's the Mississippi River. It's kind of based on a lot of the cities in the region. So St. Louis, Kansas City, Memphis. But it's imaginary, so. But you'll see a lot of inspiration from. So this district is very much inspired by Kansas City. It's inspired by the Kansas City Market District. So these 2 small districts here, these older districts. So this one that's unfinished is is inspired by the Columbus Park neighborhood in Kansas City, Missouri. So the name of the city, Bienville, is named after a French explorer that explored the Mississippi region and was one of the first governors of French Louisiana. It's a fleur-de-lis, so it's implying the French connection of the city, because it originally was a French settlement. So we kind of have the basic layout. I kind of want to decide where we're going to build the ramp. Probably going to have some kind of building to imply an elevator structure on this side. The ramp could be here, or it could be on this side. I think this side is better. Let's see, let's build. Not sure if I want to use these. Because it's going to eat a lot of props to use these, but they kind of they match the aesthetic I'm going for. So let's use them for a second. Let's lay that out real quickly. Basically what I'm laying out is I'm going to build so in a parking garage you have to have a staircase. So I'm going to try to build a quick kind of structure that can imply that there's a staircase people to use. I don't know why I did that first. I need to props. I forgot they're weird. There we go. I actually think that's a little big for what we're going for. I think there's some shorter walls. Yes, that's what I want. To do that, align it with this streets, because these are... Didn't, okay. So on the upper level behind the structure, we'll probably have like a little pedestrian plaza. Then it can be like a smoking area for the people that work in this building or something. I don't know why I deleted that. So that's probably a better shape in my opinion for like a staircase building. Let's just swap that out, because yeah, that's a better shape, because you'd have a staircase and then an elevator, and there'd be like a little lounge outside the elevator sort of thing, like a little, just in something inside the building. So this side doesn't actually need to have a door on it because it's not going to be visible from the outside. So then we'll have the ramp here next to that building. Actually, let me move to give that for that to match up with that part of the building there. Okay, so we have that. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna copy almost everything that exists here. Disable roads, so I don't copy the roads. Okay. Outline some of the pillars. Actually, I don't need the pillars. Oh, unselect props. Again. Select props. Copy those props. Then line up our parking spaces because they're a good alignment tool. Raise all of this up. I think that's a little high. To go down and look at it in a second. So we'll set it there initially. Yeah, it's a little bit high. We don't need that much space for cars to go into the parking garage. I think that's probably a good height. So our ramp is going to be in this area, so we're going to take one of the surfaces that makes up the structure of the parking garage. Just open that area up. No. Clear that one out. So there's two kind of overlapping surfaces that are eating our space there. Make sure we're not bleeding the ones on the lower level. The lower level ones. I'll fix that in a second. Alright, so we cleared that area out. Place that. Okay. So, we'll have to use some smaller pieces of ploppable asphalt in this area to cover those gap. So, let's get up to the point where we want the ramp to be, though, with these bigger ones. Because the less of these we have to use, the better. So as much space as we can cover with the big ones, better. Don't think that's hanging out. check. Oh, it's definitely hanging out. Okay, we'll use a smaller one on that side. Actually, we'll use a smaller one in general on this superstructure on this side. Yeah. So the way we're gonna build a ramp, there's not really any decent like ramp props that use ploppable asphalt this time, so we're gonna use something called procedural objects mod, which you kind of want to use in. So I haven't really nailed that down where I want the city to be because I kind of want to see how far I can build it without hitting prop limit and stuff. But it'd be something similar in size, probably to Kansas City, Missouri. So Kansas City, Missouri metro area is around 2 million people. Urban population is around 300, 400, actually 400, almost 500,000 now because it's increased a lot lately. So it's going to have a few skyscrapers, but it's not going to be like New York here or Chicago. It's going to be a more mid-sized city. Kansas City, Missouri its metro population is around 2 million. St. Louis is fairly similar. So fine. Down a little bit. Then we get that seam. Alright, so let's take some ploppable asphalts that are smaller. Is that the second smallest? No, this one. Okay. So we're going to take that. Turn surfaces back on. We're going to use the alignment tools from Move It. So we're going to align it to the angle of this one. So align in place. Going to align height for that piece, and then actually we're going to need an extra one on this side, so I want the ramp to be there, so cover that gap for now. The only problem with this arrangement is it's kind of hard to see the edge of that piece to line it up. Say that's there. So that there's no basalt showing through the edge of that piece. Or these props that are going to make up our staircase building. Then, because the space is a little smaller here, we're going to take a couple of the smaller ploppable asphalt squares. Same size, yeah it is. And do the same thing. Line in place. Align to height. It's from the YouTube audio library. It's from the Bright playlist. It's called. So I'm doing it so if I do decide to upload this to YouTube, I don't have to deal with copyright stuff. So it's stuff that's copyright free approved on YouTube, but it's called Jumpin' Boogie Woogie by Audionautics. The specific song, the name of the song that's playing right now. Okay. So we now have our kind of hole that we're going to put the ramp into. So let's actually build the ramp and just actually let's do something else first. Go back to nodes. Actually, let's do segments so we can just grab the segment and switch nodes in a second. Okay. So what we're going to do with this piece I just copied is build the edges of the ramp cutout. That to roughly line up there with that building. Scroll all over the place. That. Delete that node. It's pretty good. Okay. Then we're gonna do the same. Actually, we don't have a one facing that direction right at this moment. So let's copy this segment. That. The node, so we cut it off. That up a bit better. Okay. It's around. Try to make it so it looks about this properly. That may not be the easiest thing in the world. That looks good. Line up the fences. Out. Okay. And then for the, so on this side, I'm just going to this. So we're going to copy this segment, place it back in its original spot. I'm actually not sure how this is going to look, so this is just a kind of an experiment actually. To the level where we want. And I did the wrong one. So let's actually undo that. Well, I do that at this point. That about halfway, I think. That entirely wrong. Okay, so this is gonna get a little bit confusing because we have so many nodes overlaying each other. But hopefully we can get this done right. I don't think that fence is actually that noticeable that it's flipping up through there. And we can put an extra wall segment there or something to make it look a little better. Actually, I'm an idiot. Let's grab the non-fence version of the railway edges. This is the same thing that we've been using, except this is the version that does not have a fence. And there we go. That looks better. And it doesn't want to select the thing I want. Yeah, for a second. There it is. Okay. Can I just... That won't let me. Okay. Just have to. We'll just use this as a guide. So using this as a guide. Segment. And look at these nodes. It doesn't really actually matter which one, if it's the new one or the old one. Level it down. Actually, I don't want that. And sorry for kind of this mess I made over here. Okay. Then we're going to copy that segment I just used. Flip it. Flip it, and then before we do that, turn it into this. Good. It to line it up with our equation on this side. That and move it down. Match them up. That. So we have two edge pieces there. So now all we need, I'm going to save before we activate this real quickly. That was a little bit of a heart attack there where the loading symbol came up when I was about to save. So while we're just saving, not really able to do much while it's doing that, so we can talk a little bit more about the city. second. So eventually I kind of want to build out the city. So it's not going to be exactly the size of one of those mid-sized cities like Kansas City or St. Louis, but kind of want to have like the illusion of that. So we're going to have some quite a few suburbs around this kind of city, as there are in real life. Quite a few older neighborhoods too. Some of them might get a bit repetitive with the buildings available. Unfortunately, we can't really like make a suburb that looks really a lot like, or a area of town that looks a lot like inner city St. Louis, because there just aren't enough brick single-family houses or brick houses of this size. I mean, there's a few of them. There's these here, and this one's these two buildings here that are kind of, but like urban St. Louis is just variations on variations upon these brick buildings, and there just isn't enough of them really to make something that looks very good that would mimic a inner city St. Louis neighborhood that well. Alright, so let's build the ramp itself. We're gonna grab ploppable asphalt. And that's a prop. Grab the base size one because it's about the right width. I'm gonna convert it to PO. That turns it into a procedural object recognized by the procedural objects mod. And we're going to, it's going to look a little strange here, but it'll look better in a second. We're going to roughly center that into it, just to make sure that it's, you'll notice in a second once we start messing with it that ploppable objects are a little picky about view. So if we don't want the ploppable object to extend too far past its original dimensions. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it this way. It's gonna be above the actual ground, unfortunately, for a second. So that's good enough for now. These two. Let's drag them down with page up, page down. Sure that we're at the right level. Looks pretty good. So there's our ramp. It's actually, because I don't really like this gap here, take one of these props. gap that was there. It's fine on this side because it peeks down to the rest of the parking garage. The other sides, it was a little awkward. Here, we can grab some pillars. Structural support around this garage, or around the ramp. Side too. That not the best on this end, but that's all right. Yeah, that's fine. Actually want to lower all these slightly, so we're going to select all of these. Those. Okay, those ones are probably fine, but we'll lower them as well. Lower them so that they're a little bit taller than those fences. On the top, we don't actually need these segments, so we can combine some things. Save on the segment limit. Drag these out. Up. Oh. The basic structure of the parking garage done. Actually, even the roof of our building here. Another thing for that too. So go back to the prefab buildings. That. There's something that would at least serve as a roof in here. We'll look. Have these that I want to copy. Here, we'll grab one of. With it is switch to prop mode. Then we are going to align height. Also with that one. Let's get rid of the old one first. Move it over. But it's nice just to have it there. Is this like how it matches up, so I think I avoid fighting. Barely possible. Okay. Avoid Z fighting, we'll just do that. Move that up for the tab. Good. I'll avoid the Z fighting that I really despise. Actually not sure if I like this pillar here or not. I might just get rid of it. But now it's okay, I think. Alright, so finish up with the decoration of the parking garage. There. Just decal I want to use. Grab the one. Do I have any decals? Yeah, these. So let's get it on there, right? Bubble. Patient's lagging a bit because the stream I was running. Size of these because they look really shit if they're on the barriers. Look. Yeah, that looks fine. we have. Let's grab all these and move them. Wait. Go. Now there aren't doors here, so I might fake one in a second. But first, let's add some curves. Actually, I think we're fine with some bollards here. So, what bollard do we want? I think those are good. Doesn't look terrible. Copy those. Side. Cover those spots. Doesn't line up perfectly. What we're gonna do.
I'm running away from this pain. I'm trying to find
Like that on the
a
end.
new way where the sun's shining down on my face. I'm running away. You're in a toxic relationship. Time to be free.
That should line up there. Actually, one more thing I want to do. On the ramp itself, we need to. There's. I'm gonna copy it so I have it there in case I need it again. Fairly centered. Got a yellow line that goes up the ramp. that I want.
from this pain. I'm trying to
It's
find
parking.
a new way where the sun's shining down on my face. I'm
Some
running away.
lights.
You're in a toxic relationship. Time to be free.
So. Move on to decals. At least. It's fine, I guess. Watch. Alright, sorry about that. Just had to step away for just a second. Sports. We don't have a sports arena yet, other than not sure why it keeps turning these back on. So we have this is the high schools. This is the high school stadium. So there's a high school here, their football stadium. But otherwise, there aren't any sports arenas at the moment. I was planning on building a baseball arena, but a lot of baseball stadiums that I've seen in the workshop aren't really that to my liking. Just they all kind of have something that bothers me about them. There probably will be a football stadium at some point. Probably a soccer stadium of some kind, possibly out in the suburbs. Yeah, it's right now. It's just this football stadium, but football is probably the biggest sport in this part of the country. Baseball's really popular, and like I said, I kind of want to build a baseball stadium at some point. I just got to find a solution to a baseball stadium that actually looks all right. And to be pretty picky with how things look, and a lot of the baseball stadiums I've seen have kind of like the fluorescent green grass, which bothers me. So here we're just doing some kind of detailing work around the parking garage. You see I kind of, when I was muted, I kind of raised and lowered these decals. Usually move it, and it kind of gives a look that they are, you know, a little faded. To me, their base textures are a little bright anyway, so I always like to do that to these things. So since these are so narrow, these are going to be marked one way. Actually, probably a little too narrow. But at this point, we're committed. So. Oh, we need the same arrows on the other end as well, just to make sure. The basic layout there. We can just apply some decals, like the wear decals and the stain decals. So for the wear decal, kind of want it. Oh, I want that one or not. It's a little heavy for the traffic this would probably see. To be a bit careful with decals in this arrangement because they kind of gotta make sure they don't make the network walls here look too ugly, because since those are networks technically, the decals will apply to them. I got the layout of where I want. Start using these lovely stain decals, my favorite, most used decals in the entire game. Onyx. Kind of make it look a little bit less uniform. But the problem sometimes things look a little too sanitary, a little too uniform. These do a wonderful job of making them look a lot less sanitary and uniform, in my opinion. I want to raise that one a bit. That area wouldn't be so distressed. It's like same thing. You kind of tweak the transparency of them a bit, like any decal, by raising and lowering them a bit. There we go. That's about where I want it. The other ones I think are fine. I think it's this. Yeah. Parking lots. I always like to use these. Good in parking lots, in my opinion. A little bit more beautification here. We'll use one of these medium bulk painters. Oh, those are conforming. Shame there's no medium on it. Instead, there's a set of planters I like a lot. All the time. They're by Ernesto. We use the smaller ones here. You just kind of this. Decorate around this area. Just a little too long for this spot. Number ones. Do the trick. I just have a little area where employees of the building come out, hang out. It'll probably be a designated smoking area. So, most cities in America you can't smoke inside any building. Usually outside office buildings you'll see kind of like a designated smoking area. So to kind of something like that, we'll have a bin that looks really nice, that kind of like these ones, yeah. And entrance of some kind on this level. And there is a automatic door prop. Works pretty well for that. Sometimes I use these with procedural objects, but we'll just see if it fits okay on its own. PO it. Procedural objects. I already use one in this build, so I don't think another is going to really hurt it that much. And what we'll do with that is we will just tuck the sides in using the PO editor. And it just looks like it's a door. No extra side stuff. Conforming planter too long. Even here. Oh yeah, it's way too long. Planters from Ernesto. Lower them and bed them into the wall a bit. That. and beautify the area. Too many benches and stuff. I think I want like outdoor seating. Benches. By that I mean like a table for people to sit down. We'll just do benches and bins. There. So stuffed in there. Too much. So there. We got our basic stuff. So we're gonna switch to trees now. Okay, I don't use these as much as I used to. So let's use some of these. Bushy grass. See how big those are. So we'll switch on tree mode. Those are kind of perfect for those. Maybe just a little high up. There, yeah. Regular bushes. It's too big. Yeah, much too big. So we'll use the regular tinies. Nice. It's rotated in a way that makes it look like they're pretty close to the building and far from the bench. I kind of want to fix those in a second. We'll just here. How far back this one is, so move that to touchy. Go. I like how that looks. So I should get rid of that. Props that I was using here for testing basically. So we've basically finished the upper level of the parking garage now. So this a bit. The prop that I don't actually usually use, the regular palpable glass. Let's grab that real quick. So the regular size palpable asphalt. Entrance there, so the road will fix the coloring in a second. The prop I like to use, other than the default, so the palpable asphalt has this piece right here. which works, right? But it doesn't fit every situation that well, honestly. It works here, right? So I actually prefer this piece, which I don't really think I've ever seen that many other people use. Marked as table by Sparks. Does actually made to be a speed table, a raised area for speeding. I used the brick ones over in the high school build. But these asphalt ones are very nice for changing. So I've used them quite a few times, various situations. But they just blend so nicely to make like what I think are better looking to these kind of things. I mean, I could be wrong. This could look awful to some people, but I actually prefer the way these look to the triangular diamond shape pattern of the other ones. That's a little awkward on this. We're probably gonna use some decals around that anyway, so it'll be fine. Let's use the network curves from Camino as planters down here. Don't want to blow those out. That would be bad. Then we'll copy that. Do a lot of that where I lay out some things that I'm going to be using on an empty area of the, and then just kind of use the copy feature of the best, and the probably most used mod for me, Move It. So. How much we're using Move It in this build. It's probably, in my opinion, the most useful mod for this game. There we go. That's a bit better. More stable situation there. Okay. gonna do is we're gonna use bushes. We're gonna beautify the outside of the parking garage a little bit. Let's make another test. Another copy pasting piece. Shorter. Actually, I got him all the way, so it's actually just there. Alright, so you kind of have the basic layout of how those are going to work. Let's go to trees. For normal looking bushes, I usually use these. Regular bush. From, I think it's Pedelmo? Yeah, Pedelmo. Let's use the prop line tool now that we're on the ground level, and it's not going to freak out as much. Tweak the distance. So posts are going to look like that. Bit of distinction between each bush, but it's fairly dense. Kind of beautify the area around it. Add some greenery. You can see it's gonna look nice, in my opinion. And then I have some pre-built bus stops over here. We'll grab all the props that are on those. It's from this area. Signs. Those. Signs up. Shelters, so we don't need all the shelters. Up. Cover that up. That's just because I missed a spot with the surface painter. So fill that in. I don't know what I want to do with this space, really. We can just do tree space. Actually, right here on the corner, there's something I have that I'll copy and put one over here. So, using some turnstiles, a ticket machine, and some bicycle props, I kind of built a it's a bicycle rental thing. You'll see them around a lot of cities anymore. So here, something nice to have around a bus stop too. So and this one, I kind of want double the size. Else I tend to spam everywhere. Paper boxes. Big one. Wide benches. This area. Behind. Yeah, they're fine. Red color to draw some attention to. And we'll get some planter props. Bicycles. On the other side, trees. So I think that might be a bit big. Let's see. There's quite a bit of room here, though. So we'll see if these linden trees fit. If they don't, I have some other trees that I tend to use. So, oh no, these are more than the right size. Right around the right size. The space is big enough for these, so I kind of want to get some big, nice big green trees to provide shade around the bus stops. Those are great. So here matches up that well though. Better, I think. And we'll just decorate with some decals, so music. Use our stain decals. Concrete weathered. Good. Opinion. So, it's kind of vibrant against the pavement color I have. But lower it with move it. Spam. Page down too many times, so we'll move it back up. That's about right, I think. That looks nice. Let's add some more stain decals just to nail home the kind of weathered pavement look. And the lower levels, so let's make sure that they don't bleed over to the top level. Just appearing in this level. Pavement isn't the oldest pavement in the world, but I do understand. Rotate them to provide variation. Oh, and then there are some. Let's actually finish doing this first. And then I will go back over to that side and grab some. Steve. perfect spot of where I want the kind of wear. Yeah, the garage is so it's poppable asphalt raised up, and then I use the railway borders from Ronix, and then that's prefabs from Beard Monkey to make the staircase building, and then just the poppable asphalt using PO to use objects to make the ramp. And yeah, and then those the pillars are also from the prefab stuff from prefab construction props from Beer Monkey. I decide what I want to do with that empty space on the front side. I have to have some kind of planters or something here, or like a drive that goes through here. There's just a lot of open space there. But I've been playing for quite a while now, so I'm going to save real quick. And also, hello, Cuboid. I think I missed you initially because I was paying attention, too focused. Okay. Put some big planters and have like a drop-off drive through there. Let's see. What are the streets I use? Too many, I need to delete some of these. Let's do that for now. And I want, that's the one I want. That's what the nodes to make that not so ugly. Doesn't look terrible. Drive goes in between all the pillars, so that's good in that respect. Might be best to add a node in that to make it so I can move this a little bit closer to this pillar without messing with that one too much. That's fine. Okay. Goes through and just build some planters with. Probably just use the Armesto ones again. Actually, let's use these. Right, at all. Sorry, I'm a little bit picky about things being straight sometimes. Bear with me as I indulge that. Lines up. I don't even know if this is gonna work the way I want it to. Yeah, network ones. I wish there was a network version of these mulch ones, because I love these mulch ones. Yeah, it's not gonna be the way I want it to. That's probably closer to straight before I started. Probably gonna get pedestrians walking through these planters, unfortunately, but I'm not sure that that's avoidable. Alright, let's do that. It's selected. I hide that with a... Is there a big enough triangle? Not quite big enough.
The ground's wearing thin, the curtain's now closing. It's quitting time, they say give it time, but I gave it all mine, now I'm empty. Gave it
Okay. That's fine. It's interacting with this pillar in a very strange way. It's usually, I think it's because that pillar has got this strange shape. That. Go back to using these trees that I used to love using all the time, but keep forgetting to use anymore. Bushy grass. Close. Better. shot from planters. Bin, I think I was using this bin around this building. There's. So it's in between those two entrances. Bike rack. Actually, I think I have one of these plopped somewhere nearby where I can just copy it with bicycles already on it. Okay. This doesn't have bicycles on it, but it serves that. To me, those loops are a little far apart, so I like to have overlap them like that. Bicycles to it. Side. Tree. And it's kind of there. Copy one of these benches over this way. Alright, so that's roughly where I want to be with the way that looks right now. So managed to finish one block, but I think it's about what we're going to call the stream. So finished the custom parking garage, and detailing the area around this office building. That's what we're going to call it. Alright, so yep, we're gonna finish it there. So again, thank you. Let me just clean some things up real quickly. Got a little bit of a mess here. I'll clean this up off camera. Finished one block. Took a little longer than expected because I ended up doing a custom parking garage. We've been up for probably, let's look. I've been up for a few hours now, so let's see our uptime actually. Yeah, so 2 hours and almost 2.5 hours. So call it there, and I might do some streams to finish out the rest of these blocks another day. But today I've been on here for 2.5 hours, and I think it's about enough. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for anyone followed. Thank you for comments, compliments, and everything. And I'll actually close it out by playing the cinematic video. Streamlab's lagging a little bit behind, so I heard the noise, but it hasn't updated with what the alerts were, so give me just a second. Thank you, Kidboy, for following, and thank you, Link, for following. So I have some older cinematics. I'll play those as I end the stream. Actually, I'll just do a quick overview of where we are real quick. So that's what we've made progress and made today. This is the districts that I had built out before. This area is the River Market. I had the district names on so you can see them. Furling Park. So these two neighborhoods are pretty much done. This side just gotta expand out. I need to finish making some lots for houses so I can expand this out with some more of those houses and go this way. But we're almost at the edge of the neighborhood that I'm doing there, so that neighborhood's pretty much done. The City Market neighborhood here is completely done. River Market, so we gotta expand that way and this way. I really want to get to downtown, so I'm trying to push to get these blocks filled in so I can start filling in the downtown area. And that's what we did today, finish that building up there. If you want to see screenshots and stuff of this, I do have the link to, I do the City Journal in Simtropolis, that's in the description below the video. And I did an update just last week for this area here, around the highway in this area. Other than that, I'll play the cinematics from... the cinematics don't have everything else in this done, but I'll play those for you to see, and then I'll end the stream. So thank you again for watching, thank you guys for following. Might be a stream tomorrow, might not, but I do want to work to get some of those areas filled out. Let's run the cinematic. Actually, thank you one more time for watching. If you are interested in checking out the City Journal at Simtropolis, the bot doesn't want to do it, so I'll force it to. Just link to that. And the next time I stream, I will be announcing that beforehand on my Twitter. So there's there. And thank you again to everyone for watching. Thank you for the compliments. And thank you for the follows. So everyone have a good day.